and healthy pleasure. Peace and healthy pleasure. Royal family. So, I have a collective message that originally started as a personal pull, but realizing after a channel session with a friend, a healing coaching session, realizing how much we are mirroring each other. Everybody, but especially a specific collective with specific gifts and a specific type of journey. So, this message is for the sons and daughters of generational curses. That sound kind of weird because I just made that term up. But the people who know they are generational curse breakers, and I hate like using that term because it's so overused now, but like it is what it is. Like you are breaking curses, trauma that has been in your lineage for generations. And a lot of it is linked with sexual trauma, central trauma. Gotta make sure I'm mindful of the words that I use on this channel so I won't be flagged or anything. So, without sharing the personal details, I'm gonna share the cards that came out on the personal pull, and then I'm gonna share some of the symbolism that came up with the friend while I was channeling a message for their healing journey. And then I'm gonna also read a passage from this booklet that I have. So, okay. So, as I said, this is a message for the children, for the offspring, the firsts of a lineage, the people who are doing the healing work in order to live differently than the trauma expressions, the traumatic expressions of those who came before them. Many of the people that I am talking to right now may have mothers, specifically the women in their family, who have gone through either physical trauma, relational trauma, emotional trauma, and you grew up watching your mother specifically, or I'll say your feminine parent, because it could be your dad as well, but you watched your feminine caregiver, you watched them battle trauma, battle abuse in one way, shape, or form, whether you saw it happening or you saw the result of that experience. And a lot of the experiences deals with their sensuality. So I'm talking to people who were exposed to pleasure at a young age and likely took it on in the expression of hyper activity, self exploration. And I'm in a place where honestly spiritual decay is around, and so all these flies are being attracted. I've never seen this many flies. I really don't want to be back here, but this is the setup that works right now. Am I gonna continue here? Smells too. Yes. So the first card that came out in the personal pool was the Two of Pentacles, except it came out sideways, which is a position of challenge. So this caregiver of yours, this feminine caregiver of yours, has been and potentially currently is in this challenge position of trying to balance two worlds, of going through the challenge of their traumatic or traumatized ego self and their divine spiritual self. They're trying to get upright, to balance, to get in harmony. And because you are the offspring of this energy, because you are likely empathic and energetically highly sensitive and potentially even psychic, because you were around this energy at a young age, you were heavily influenced by this energy. You took on the pain of this parent, of this caregiver. You took on their pain, you took on the trauma as your own, because you were trying to minimize some of their suffering. So you took it on as your own, and then you replicated that experience, that reality. And that reality showed up as your own traumatic experiences, your own unhealthy or traumatic relationships. And that will express itself depending on your own personal journey. So how a lot of us mirror each other, the themes or the outline are similar or even the same, but the details are different because we are individuals from a collective spiritual body. So yes, this was your childhood trauma. This was your childhood experiences, taking on trauma that was not yours to carry because you cared for this person. Ten of Wands. The Ten of Wands is telling you to put that shit down. It may not have seemed like a heavy burden for you to take on. It may have resulted in you just trying to give this parent, give this caregiver extra love, extra support, being an adult, not being a child when you're supposed to be a child. You grew up quicker than you were supposed to because you wanted to help, because you felt the pain that they were experiencing, and because you didn't have guidance on how to master and cultivate the gifts, abilities, and experiences and energies that you experience, that you embody. Because you didn't have guidance, you did what any divine newborn would do, and that is to overgive, to step out of your purpose and journey into somebody else's path in order to try to help them, sacrificing yourself in a way that you that was detrimental in the long run. So now, we've passed the eclipse. We're still in a shadow period, and we're still in the energy 2024 of that 8, or no, not that, of this 8. Damn, it smells. This 8 and that infinity, in this infinity, the year of the 8, 2024, we are still in that karmic balancing. This is the energy of 2024, of people trying to balance, finding ways to balance two worlds. But you're going to have to pick a side, and if not, the side will be picked for you. The terms new versus old earth, It's a mentality, it's a spiritual state, it's an energetic embodiment. So this year we have all been the Two of Pentacles. We have had to choose what reality we are going to live moving forward. So that is the theme. Check out the 2024 energy report that I posted in one of my last tarot readings. So at this time, we are balancing our karma. So what people don't realize when they speak about past lifetimes, sometimes your past lifetime is linked to your ancestors. So your past lifetime is your ancestors, are the ones who came before you. So you take on their karma in order to revitalize your lineage. I trust that makes sense. Sometimes your past lifetime is still in this lifetime, by way of parents, by way of family, by way of other relationships as well. It is past lifetime energy in this current reality, giving us the chance to learn from them and to do differently, to pick a side. So our identity, I talked about the King of Wands in a previous read, and this card keeps coming up in personal readings that I get from other people. King of Wands is the energy of the collective at this time and moving forward. This is that natural born leader. This is the quote unquote Messiah energy, that Christ consciousness, the people who are going through ego deaths and transforming their old self in order to rise to that milk and honey, rise their Kundalini energy into the part in their brain that I might have to move. Nope, it's okay. We're tapped in. So I'm talking to the King of Wands energy. Those who embody this natural born leader. Those who have immense focus on their journey in their path, whether it has come to fruition or not. If you're in it, keep going. If you're not yet, embody it. Create it for yourself. And how do you do that? By becoming this temperance energy. The temperance is all about balance and harmony. Being able to balance the water element. Being able to stay calm and stay true to yourself amidst the chaos. That is this energy. Because I'm speaking to the magician. All the tools are within you. You have done the work, you have done the training, you have done the studies. You have access to everything. All the elements, water, fire, air. I'm forgetting one. What am I forgetting? Air, water, fire, earth. Wow, how did I forget earth? That's why that's the element that is my challenge. Is earth, is grounding. You have access to all of them though. And it is up to you to trust, to know, and to realize, to self-realize, to self-actualize this magician energy by overcoming your past, overcoming the burdens that are not yours, learning from them. Don't ignore them because they had lessons, they had purpose. Learn from them, yet put them down. Don't keep speaking on them. Don't keep reawakening them, giving them life into the present. Learn how to transmute them. Learn how to alchemize the energy of these burdens, of these traumas, of these experiences that were painful. Put them down, learn from them, and keep flying. Because a new project, a new life, a new reality. You see that golden road? You're coming into alignment with your divine purpose, your divine reality, your highest reality. As long as you embody these energies, master them, and incorporate them. New, that ace is new energy. Wands is fire. And if you notice, there's a lot of wands, a lot of fire energy. Fire is about spiritual awakening. It's about burning down in order to nurture the grounds, cultivate the land so that you may have fertile land to harvest from in the future. So it's a lot of wands here. Wands, fire, masculine, action, energy, momentum. Is there anything else to share from these cards? Oh, okay. So a few other notes. So at the time when I was channeling for my friend, in the midst of me channeling, I saw 6 birds that caught my attention because the flap of their wings were so loud. They were gaining momentum for their flight, and they flew from the left to the right across the street. 6 of them, which traditionally people will tell you 6 is about work and health and wellness and service to other people, which yes, there's still time and place for that. But right now we're going to talk about the biblical symbolism of the number 6, which is indoctrination, religion, and beliefs. So because of how you grew up, because of what you witnessed as a child, you were indoctrinated to believe that a certain way of living was all that you could obtain. Was that a tough, hard, and challenging life was just in the cards for you? You accepted what was passed down, indoctrination. Because pain and trauma was our ancestors' religion. And religion, not in a way of spirituality in church, but religion as in repetitiveness, consistency. Look back so many generations back, and you'll find pain and trauma in one way, shape, or form, even if your people weren't enslaved. There are people who had to fight for their land. There are people who were looked over or may not have had the resources that they needed or that they desired or deserved. Different types of challenges that they were met with. And because you saw that growing up, you saw them struggling between the physical and the spiritual world. They had the belief, they had the faith, but it wasn't coming to fruition for some reason. You just wasn't seeing it. So because you saw that growing up, you accepted that reality as that's just the way it is. Life is hard. So that was the 6 birds. And then they flew near some houses, and when they circled back around, they split into two groups. The first group was 4 birds. The second group was 2 birds. And the 4 birds kept going to the left. 4 is like the 4 parts of yourself: the spiritual, emotional, physical, and mental, the logical. The 2 birds circled back around, flew in between some houses, down a dark alleyway, circled back around, and they had a 3rd bird. So that the 2 birds symbolized the body and the soul, you and God, or you and the Creator. Y'all been rocking, always been connected. You in the spiritual world always been connected, even if you didn't see it. Been going through the cycles of life, growing through the cycles of life. And even when you flew down those dark, narrow alleyways, you came back expanded, learned, grown to the 3. And that 3 is rebirth and transformation. So all this symbolism, all these experiences and the channeled messages and the tarot cards is all pointing towards the same thing. You've done the work. You've done the self-actualizing work. You've transformed from the darkest. Take time to realize how far you have come. Realize, recognize, accept, and give grace. Grow in grace. You feel me? Because right now, with all the work that you've been putting in, that rebirth is coming. That new life is here. Right now, we're in the sprouting phase. Even some people may still be in the dark a little bit, you know. Shit, I was just in the dark yesterday. You feel me? Like, it's a journey, and it's not linear. It's spiral. You feel me? So, over these next few weeks, this month, October, is like the rekindling. You feel me? Like, this month, you're going to start getting signs that things are coming to fruition. You're going to get callbacks. You're going to get acknowledgments. You're going to get interviews or job acceptances or whatever type of offers that you've been expecting and desiring. You're going to start getting signs for that this month, October. Because if you really look at the word, the etymology of the word October. Oct is 8, like octopus. This is the 8th month. You feel me? The 8th house is ruled by Scorpio, which is transformation and rebirth. We're in the 8th year. So it's like 8 is transformation. It's abundance also. But people always talk about abundance of like money abundance. But like abundance of energy too. Of being able to use that motivation, use that intense energy, that abundance of energy to fuel your project forward. This month is going to fuel, is going to start tapping off your gas tank so you can keep driving. You feel me? So karma is rebalancing itself, is resetting itself. And if you've been doing the work, it's going to reset itself in your favor. If not, we're not going to talk about that because, hey, we all doing the work here. You feel me? I'm speaking into existence. And I could talk about 9 and 10 and all that stuff, but maybe a different video. Because right now we're here in the 8. So all this 8, all them 8s, I think that's about it. Yeah, that's it. But So that happened with the birds, the 6, the 4 and the 2, and then the 3. And then interestingly enough, when the 3 birds circled going through the cycles of life, the circle of life, the 3 birds just sat on top of a rooftop. The rooftop is like a mountaintop, sitting at the peak, sitting at your heights, and being able to look at the bird's eye view, look and see where you came from, look and see what all you've been through. But you're sitting in a heightened position. You're sitting on your throne. And it was just chilling. At one point, even a 4th bird came out, which symbolized stability, which means don't be afraid that another shoe is going to drop. Don't be afraid that somebody's going to swoop in and take what you've been working for. What you have coming for you is for you, and ain't no taking it away. You are already in alignment. You have already became the person. Like, becoming a person is not slight work. It's not like putting on clothes and changing an outfit. It's going in your heart and healing your heart and opening your heart to the reality that you know is possible. So you are stable in that energy, stable in that reality. Nobody can take what is coming for you and what you will soon have. What you already have, but what you are aligning with, what will be in the physical manifestation. Trust, know, realize, relax, rest, and ease, and grace. Now, I was called to this book. I went to go get one of my notebooks, and when I grabbed it out of my book bag, this, like, with ease was attached to it. So I'm like, okay, that's a sign, because, like, I was in channel mode, so it's like everything really being divine, order. And I want to read this quote. So many times when one speaks of heaven or docking points, the word heaven is really haven, a harbor or a refuge, and can be from outside your being to your innermost being inside. So I won't read too much of this. This section was talking about duality, the mirror effect, as below, as above, as within, so without. Because you have been doing the inner work, it is going to replicate itself, mirror and reflect itself in the external reality. Everything is everything. Lauryn Hill was like everything is everything. Everything is a mirror. Everything is reflected. Signs and symbols everywhere. If you have the eyes to see, the ears to hear, and the mind to perceive, to conceptualize, to interpret. So, because you have been doing the work, you have been creating a haven, a home, a safe place, a loving place within yourself, mind, body, and spirit, that is going to reflect itself in the external world. That's it. That's the message. We're not doing too bad on time. If you are a person who has experienced physical injury, surgeries, or a change in ability, like I have, and the friend who I was talking to, who I was doing this channel message for, they had, and like I was reading the symbolism to them. But if you would like a affirmation in a spiritual way to look at your injury, to recondition your mind in order to enter and understand your energy and what it's telling you, and how to heal on a spiritual level, and potentially mirrored in the physical, comment below, hit me up. I'll put my email down below, and we can go through it. It goes from hand to gray hair to, you know, bad breath to hernia to herpes to, you know, everything, hip problems. And it gives you a altered way to look at it from a spiritual, what is it telling you on a spiritual level, and affirmation on how to recondition your mind away from that ailment. So if you're interested, hit me up. I'm done because these flies. And until next time, Sacred Goddess Ali Nicole, grow in grace, peace, and healthy pleasure. I'm out.